Hi guys, it's Sam here again. And today we will talk about how to overcome procrastination based on your procrastination personality type. Now, there are essentially, give me one second to make sure the slides are working. Now, there are essentially four types of procrastinators. The first one being the performer. Now, the performer says to himself that I work amazing under pressure. They only perform when there are tight deadlines, or they have to have the pressure of performing so they can be on a stage to make it happen, right? So they are auditioning for something, so they have to perform in a certain way. This kind of procrastination, they force themselves to focus on a specific task by shrinking all the time possible around that task. So for many of our clients, for example, the real reason behind why they do this way is because they're looking for perfectionism. Whereas for others, it's just simply about going back into older patterns and beliefs that they have to save everything in the last hour, right? No matter what it is, it puts a lot of pressure on performance. And when they don't get the results, they look back and say, well, I didn't have enough time. So it's not as good output as you would have expected. So this is a kind of procrastination that will help them put things further down till the pressure is so much that they have to kind of make it happen in very less amount of time so they can run away from taking the responsibility of why the task is not great. The second kind of procrastinator is a self-deprecator. Now, a self-deprecator person is a person who asks for, think of that as they're looking for a break. So they deserve a break. That's what they will say to themselves. I've done this hard work, I play hard, I work hard, I deserve a break. Well, the trouble with that kind of model is that it's kind of a self-sabotage. So they have done all the great work and they will get rid of all the good work just because they will fall into the mode of going down the path of, I want to be lazy, or I deserve a break, or it's time for me to give myself a treat. And as a consequence of that, they self-sabotage their growth. We see that a lot with our male clients. Now, I don't know what the reason for that is, but it seems to be they tend to blame inaction or laziness or on stubbornness rather than admitting it that they are actually physically or mentally fatigued. And it's a pattern. It's again, it's kind of connected with performance, but it's more to do with that I don't want to look any less in front of the others who are making performance. So the person who's a self-deprecator will not show their weakness. They will see that it's a sign of weakness. So they rather not show that sign of weakness or admit that they are tired, but they will keep on performing. And as a consequence of that, they become more of a, they experience burnout and they experience procrastination when their mind just does not support them to carry on the certain task they need to take. The third type of procrastinator is actually, we call them the overbooker. Overbooker is a kind of person who will say to themselves that I am so busy right now. Now, this kind of personality is very interesting because they will fill up the calendars with all the things on this planet to do, but they will avoid the things that they are supposed to be doing, which are hard for them, or things that don't come to them naturally, or things in which they have to face rejection or likelihood of getting fear of failure kicks in there. So they tend to book their calendar. They're super busy doing loads of different things, but not doing exactly what needs to be done to move them forward. Interestingly, some of the busiest people we work with, they get most of things done. But when it comes to busyness, that acts as an excuse to be not taking the right kind of action, that itself leads to procrastination or selective procrastination on certain type of things they're supposed to be doing. And the last type of procrastinator is the novelty seeker. Now, the novelty seeker, they are those who have got this shiny object syndrome. They're always looking for the next new thing, right? They are amazingly looking for, oh, I just had another idea. I just got this. I've just got to do this. They're great at starting things off. And they will start loads of things off, but they find it hard to finish things, which means they kind of tend to leave a lot of jobs open, a lot of projects open. That leads to overwhelm. Overwhelm leads to procrastination, right? And because they can't, they're making decisions to start projects, they run out of resources because the next new thing is just around the corner, which will catch their attention and they will jump onto starting that because they get a high from these new objects, right? So they tend to get bored very easily. So first thing what I want to do now, I want to ask you guys a simple question. Can you spot yourself? Which one of a procrastinator are you? If you can spot yourself, let's just go through a simple idea of understanding who you are. What are your likely challenges in terms of procrastination, and what should you be doing instead? So here's a simple concept of showing you, if you are a performer, your biggest challenge is to get started. Okay, what you need to be doing instead is flip the script and set a date. Set a date in your calendar that you need to finish certain things by. When you will focus on those things that you need to finish a specific task on a specific date and time, that builds enough pressure in you or enough momentum in you to push you off the ground, and you will get started seeing that that's the day of performance for you. Okay, so that's what you should be doing, setting yourself dates for every single thing you need to go and achieve, as long as you are the performer type of procrastinator. If you're a self-deprecator, your challenge is not knowing when to take a break. Even when your body and mind is telling you to stop now, you don't know how to stop because you see that self as a sign of weakness. Okay, so you need to take rest, right? So what do? We need to build your calendar in such a way that allows you space and gaps where you can recharge your energy. Okay, you need to learn to be more kind and compassionate towards yourself, and structure your day with breaks in between. And those breaks need to be getting you out of your comfort zone, getting you out of your day-to-day routine. Go for a walk, go for a run, go to the gym in the middle. Build it in such a way that it breaks your cycles and puts you into another state of performance altogether. So that's what for our self-deprecator procrastinator friends. Yeah, the overbooker, your challenge is simple. Creating chaos to avoid facing what you need to face right now. Isn't that interesting? You just book up your calendar with so many different things, but you're actually avoiding the thing you need to be doing. So take a moment out, have a look at, face the darkness, ask yourself the questions as to what is it that you're actually running away from, right? What are you avoiding right now? Put that in the calendar. The faster you face the biggest fear, the easier it will become for you. And the easier it becomes for you, the easier you will be able to overcome that procrastination. But first step is to spot what is it that you're running away from. Novelty seeker. Now, our novelty seeker friends, they have got problems with either they get bored very easily, so they look for the next new thing, or they struggle to complete tasks because it gets very stagnant, right? It's very boring for you. Anyone could do that job. Why do you have to do that, right? So what we need to do is, in your case, is we need to pick one thing and one thing only and define that as a project, which means it has cost, it has scope, and it has time connected with it. And we need to stick with it. We need to put all the ideas down on a paper. We need to write it in front of it, create post-it notes, create the whole project plan, and stick with the plan till you get the outcome you're looking for. We need to do only one project at a time and tie a reward at the end of that project. Novelty seekers, this is all you need to do. You need to be looking at sticking with one key project at a time. Do not start another thing. Even if you're feeling bored, well, you won't feel bored if you have broken your project down, because you will see any project can be broken into multiple things that you can start off within itself, right? So there are lots of key engagements you will be working on within that same project. But for that to materialize, you need to break the project down into plan. You need to stick with that one project at a time so you can get past it, win the reward, feel the power, so you can take on to the next project. Right, guys. So this is it from now. If you have identified yourself in any one of those challenges, I will highly recommend that you look at some of the solutions that we have offered here. Book a one-to-one with us if you want help with accountability and implementation of some of the strategies we teach. Till next time, bye for now.